Hey gang, in today's video, let's cover record collection variables. So remember, a variable is like a container that stores a single data point, while a collection variable is a container for multiple data points. So where do record collection variables fit in? A record collection variable is specifically focused on Salesforce records. So it's basically a group or a collection of multiple Salesforce records pertaining to a single object. So you could have record collection variables that store accounts, opportunities, tasks, campaigns, basically any of your Salesforce records, whether they're for standard objects or custom objects, can be stored within a record collection variable. So how do you use record collections in Flow? You can use the assignment element to add or remove individual records. You can also set the value of a record collection or remove all of the items in one fell swoop. You can also use the decision element to check if a record collection contains a record or if that collection is empty. Much like with normal collection variables, you'll want to use the loop element to dive into the individual records within a record collection. For a fuller explanation on how loops work, I'll link to a separate video here. You can also use the filter or sort elements in Flow to filter or sort your Salesforce records. And here is where record collection variables differ a bit from normal collection variables. So if you use the get records element in Flow and you search for multiple Salesforce records, you're going to create a record collection variable by default. And finally, when you're using the create, update, or delete records elements, you can set those elements to work on a specific record collection that you've already prepared. Now let's see this in Salesforce. Here I have a flow that creates new task records on the first of the month for any open opportunities that haven't yet closed. So for this example, we'll look at two record collections. The first is the record collection variable that gets created from this get records element. So here I'm searching for opportunities that are not yet closed. And what makes this a record collection variable is this section down here where I'm specifying that I want to return all opportunities that meet the criteria. If I were just to select only the first record, this would create a single record variable, not a record collection variable. So technically that element produces an opportunity record collection, but let's say I wanted to create my own new collection variable. I could go here, give it a name. My data type would be a record. My object would be an opportunity. And what makes this a collection variable specifically is if I check this box to allow multiple values. So here's my record collection. And you can see my original record collection from my get records element is here. But if I didn't want to use that default record collection variable, let's say all of the opportunities in this get records element, I want to pass into that new variable that I just created. Well, I can just do that by going down here. Choose field and assign variables. So here, my get records element is basically saying, where do you want me to store all of the opportunities that this element finds? And I can just hit record collection opportunities. So that's our first record collection example. If we move down, basically for all the opportunities that we find using that get records element, I'm going to loop through that collection and create a new task record to then send to Salesforce. So in this step down here, I'm just populating a single record variable with all of the different task fields that I want populated once I create my new task records. And here, I'm adding that new task record variable that I've populated to a task variable collection, so that when I get to the bottom of my flow and I'm ready to actually send those new task records to Salesforce, I can just use that record collection and tell Salesforce, hey, I already have the records prepped, send them to the database and make them real. If you'd like to get deeper into how this flow works, I'll link to the loops video that I created because it goes a little bit deeper than this video does. And that's it. If this video is helpful, please give it a thumbs up. And for more videos like this, be sure to subscribe. Thanks.